despite the death of Gustavus Adolphus at the Battle of Lutzen in 1632, Swedish troops continued to occupy southern Germany and harass the forces of the Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II. Now, the Swedes maintained an alliance with France, who provided them with money for engaging in a proxy war against their German adversaries. And at the same time, Emperor Ferdinand allied himself on the other side of the fence with the Spanish, who were fighting a bitter war to control Holland. The war with the Dutch presented a problem for Spain, as France stood between them and the battlefront. Now, reinforcements and supplies couldn't be shipped through the Channel, as it was patrolled by French and English ships, so they were left moving military reinforcements the long way around from ports in Italy and then across Switzerland and Germany on what became known as the Spanish Road. Now, the Swedish occupation of southern Germany presented a problem for Emperor Ferdinand, as they blocked the Spanish road in several garrison towns, particularly the one at Nordlingen, and thus the Swedes had to be removed. Now, to understand the Battle of Nordlingen, you need to understand your Ferdinands. There are three of them involved in this battle. The first is the Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II, and we've talked about him. Then there's Archduke Ferdinand of Hungary, who served as general of the emperor's imperial troops. Finally, overseeing the Spanish troops which were sent to aid the empire was the brother of Spanish King Cardinal Infante Ferdinand. Now, both Archduke and Cardinal Ferdinand got together and they began the siege at the Swedish fortress of Nordlingen. Now, it fell to two Swedish commanders, Gustav Horn and Bernard of Saxe-Weimar, to relieve the garrison at Nordlingen. And they arrived several kilometers south and east of the city on the 5th of September, and they had about 26,000 troops. Now, upon arriving at the battlefield, Horn argued that the best course of action would be to wait for further reinforcements, while the ever-impetuous Bernhard argued for an immediate attack on the imperial troops, which he estimated to number about 7,000. Now, in reality, the Imperials had about 5 times that number. Now, the subsequent Battle of Nordlingen was unique for 30-year war battles, in that it stretched over 2 days rather than the usual single day of fighting. The Swedish plan was to cross the small Retzenbach stream and array themselves on a low series of hills just west of the Imperial troops. However, as they crossed the marshy Retzenbach at about 4 p.m., they were noticed by Imperial patrols, and the Ferdinands immediately sent troops to beat the Swedes to the ridgeline. Now, the battle began as a series of cavalry skirmishes that continued to grow as both sides began feeding troops into the fight. This grew into sporadic fights, with the Swedes slowly rolling up the Imperial right flank. Now, meanwhile, on the Imperial left, the great Italian commander Ottavio Piccolomini was tasked with fortifying the Albrook Hill. This low rise would become the crux of the battle, as control of it would prevent the Swedes from making a flanking attack on the Imperial left. And Piccolomini's troops spent the night digging trenches and placing artillery batteries, and by morning they had nearly 8,000 troops placed there, reinforced with 3,000 cavalry. On the morning of the second day of Nordlingen, which was September 6th, both sides arrayed their full battle lines. The Imperials had their troops anchored to the north and the east of the Albrook Hill, with the remainder of their army arrayed in a line roughly north towards Nordlingen. The Swedish forces were arrayed on the low hills that they'd taken the previous evening, with Horn on the right and Bernard on the left. And at 5 a.m. the stillness was broken by a Swedish artillery barrage that was answered by the Imperial batteries. Horn was faced with the grim task of taking the Albrook, and he sent his infantry forward in a frontal assault, while he sent his cavalry around the enemy's left flank as a diversion. However, the Imperial cavalry reserves, who'd been hiding behind the hill, charged forward around the hill and shattered the Swedish cavalry charge. In spite of losing their cavalry support, the Swedish infantry held on, and they took the hill in their first rush. Again, the Imperial Reserve troops saved the day, with Tercio Idiaques moving forward and rallying the fleeing Imperial troops, and they did this by killing those who refused to return to the fight. As a side note, by this time the term tercio was no longer used to indicate a battle formation, as it had been in the past, but it was more of a term for an administrative unit of an army. As the tercio and its allied infantry pushed forward, the Swedes were pushed back, and they retreated from Albrook Hill in good order after taking heavy losses. Now, the Swedish infantry who'd been held back from the first assault were then ordered forward to try to take the hill from a little bit different angle. And history repeated itself as the Swedes again took several of the hilltop batteries and redoubts, with the Idiaquez Tercio again moving from its reserve position and pushing the Swedes back off the hill. Losses were heavy in these clashes as the back and forth exchange of musket fire devolved into bloody hand-to-hand combat. Now by 7:30 a.m. the second Swedish assault had fallen back, and Horn ordered a third assault forward using the rested troops from the first attack. And although they were able to inflict grievous casualties on the hilltop defenders, they were unable to retake the Albrook. Realizing that he was in need of more men to throw into the fray if he was going to succeed in taking the hill, Horn sent word to Bernhard for assistance, and Bernhard was able to send 2 brigades to Horn's aid. Now these brigades were under Colonel Hans Jakob von Thurn, and they moved around to try to take Albrook from the north. Unfortunately, the Imperials had reinforced their line just right of the Albrook Hill, and they were prepared to shoot at any enemy troops that entered their line of sight. Now, Thurn had failed to coordinate any cavalry support with Horn, and his infantry troops walked directly into a trap, and they were mauled. Despite aid from Horn, these Swedish troops were forced to retreat back to their starting position. At about 8 a.m., Bernhard finally began to move the Swedish left flank forward, ordering a large-scale cavalry charge. And on the flat plains near the village of Herkheim, the two sides clashed. As the Imperials slowly pushed the Swedes back, Bernhard was forced to feed in additional cavalry troops in a piecemeal fashion. Horn then personally approached Bernhard, and the two decided that the best course of action was an orderly withdrawal from the battlefield. And it was decided that Bernhard would cover Horn as he withdrew his troops back across the Retzbach and moved southwards. Now, the Imperial troops, noticing that the Swedish troops were wavering, then made an assault directly on the Swedish center. A massive cavalry charge crushed Bernhard's Swedish troops who were trying to defend the retreating army. And this emboldened the remainder of the Imperial army to make an overwhelming attack on Bernhard's right flank. After a short bloody fight, Bernhard's flank collapsed completely and his forces were routed. And without Bernhard's cover, Horn's retreating column was quickly surrounded and forced to surrender. Swedish casualties from the battle were high, with about 12 to 15,000, and at least 8,000 of those dead. Now, the Imperial Catholic forces had lost anywhere from 3 to 5,000 casualties, with only about 2,000 dead. And in a single stroke, the Swedish forces ceased to be a major power in the 30-Year War. However, France, who decided after the battle that it was finally time to take matters into their own hands, declared war on Spain. And the 30-Year War evolved from a Swedish-German conflict into a Spanish-French one. Nordlingen-6-September-1634-Triumph of the Imperialists was published in 1976 by SPI Games and was designed by Tom Walczyk. I hope I get that name right. It's part of the 30-Year War Quad and uses the same base rules that the other games in that series use. And I will refer you to the Rocroi video that I did some months ago for the basis of the rules. Now, there are a few specific rules in this that I'd like to go over. The Swedish player is always the first player, and then that's followed by the Imperialist player. Now, the game consists of 10 game turns, with each representing about 45 minutes of actual time, and it represents the situation on the second day of battle. Now, the layout that SPI initially put out in this game is really wonky, so I've gone ahead and changed it a little bit to be at least roughly similar to what the actual layout of the battle was. Now, the other thing I would do to make the game a little more historical is to eliminate the effects of the woods and forest hexes, as well as the rough terrain hexes. So basically, units can move through any of those hexes on the map just as if they were clear terrain. Now, in the first game turn, the combat strength of all Swedish infantry units and the leadership value of Swedish leader counters is tripled when they are attacking, and that is attacking only. Now, this doesn't affect cavalry units, and on the second and succeeding game turns, their strength and values are not increased. Also, like the other games in the quad, the Swedish have the ability to involve themselves in cavalry charges. To do so, they can attack enemy infantry units that have been disrupted. Now, when they do so, the cavalry attacks at double strength. However, after the attack, that cavalry unit is automatically disrupted. Like most of the other SPI quad games, there's demoralization rules, and like most of them, the demoralization rules are a mess. I make it a little bit easier. I say that you basically count every turn the number of strength points of units that are lost, and when one side loses 100 strength points, they are demoralized and have to begin to leave the map. And once this occurs, the other side cannot be demoralized. Now, in the case of demoralization, all units can move at 4 hexes per game turn. Then they cannot attack; they can only defend. Again, like demoralization, victory conditions get a little bit weird with the point schedule. Basically, I just use 1 victory point for every enemy strength point that's been eliminated and determine a ratio from that. So if it's 1-to-1 or the victorious player has less than 100 total victory points, the battle's a draw. If the winner has a greater than 1-to-1 ratio, but less than 1.25 to 1, it's a marginal victory. 1.25 to 1 or greater, but less than 1.5 to 1 is substantive victory. And finally, if it's 1.5 to 1 or greater, it's a decisive victory. Anyway, that's kind of a simplification of demoralization and victory. And in playing with both sets of rules, I've noticed that the simpler version works just as well as the more complicated one. Anyway, let's go ahead and play this one. Okie dokie, we've got Nordlingen. And you'll notice I have this set up just a little bit differently than the way that the SPI suggests setting it up. Now, the SPI version, you can see where these little light blue units are. This is where the Swedes would have been, and then down here is where the Imperial troops would have been, where these gray areas are. I tried to make it a little more representative with the bulk of the Imperial troops, or they're based down here on the Albrook Hill. This is Albuck Hill. I'm not sure. Oh, well, you'll take it what you can. And then I arrayed the long line of troops to the north towards the village of Nordlingen. And then I had the Swedish troops coming in from the south, which this is south. That's the other thing. These maps are always twisted around so badly. Drives me nuts. The other thing I'm going to play, I didn't array these troops according to a real specific order of battle. Everything's pretty rough in this, so I thought I could go ahead and do this. These troops are just generic troops, I guess. Now, I did put like Horn right here and try to put the leaders approximately where they would be in the battle, but other than that, I didn't go into a lot of depth, since a lot of these units, like cavalry, are mostly 4-8 and everything. Let's see, other things. Terrain, I didn't do much. I said ignore like the rough terrain and the forests. Again, I think that represents the battle a little bit better. Looking over the battlefield maps and the way it was described, I just don't see putting this heavy terrain right in the middle of the battle doing anything that would make it represent anything in real life. Now, the one type of terrain I would leave are the slope hexes. Those cost an extra point to cross. And units that are on the uphill side of a slope hex have a double defense. Okay, we can start. I guess we start with an artillery barrage. So we've got to have a clear line of sight, and the Swedes start first. And they can fire, I think, over pretty much anything. Well, I don't think they can fire. I guess they can fire across slopes. I'm going to say, like most artillery, that they can at least fire into these hexes that are on 1 hex away from the edge of the slope. So this guy here, I think we'll go ahead and have him. Oh, that's not an artillery. It's artillery. There's the artillery. So I think, yeah, he can fire. Let's start to hit these cannons. So he's got a artillery that's 1, 2, 3 hexes away. And we roll a d6, and we get a 6, so nothing. Here, we'll aim just at the largest. We're just going to go up the line here and aim at the largest infantry units and try to bring them down a little bit. You need 1s, so I got 1, 2, 3, so none of those guys hit. Okay. Now the Swedes can move, and they have, in the first turn, they can fight at triple strength. So let's do that. 1. We want to hit just as hard as we can right off the bat and try to dislodge them from the Albuck Hill. And then let's see if we can move around. Actually, this guy's empty, so we can move here. 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's see what we can do here. 1, 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I think going down the slopes you're fine about. You can move down slopes normally. 4. Shoot, can't make that guy. Whoop. We'll put him here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to go ahead and move this guy here and this guy here. And we'll kind of stay back so we can defend that gun. Okay, and then the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go 1. Actually, I want to try to keep my line together, if I can. And yeah, we'll just do that. I'm just going to move these guys. That guy there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll move up here. And we'll stay there. We'll just move him down. Okay. That's it. Now, I want to see if it's just infantry that are tripled or not. So we're going to check the rules out here real quick. Freiburg. Nordlingen. Where are you, Nordlingen? Okay. Initial assault is infantry only. Okay, that's fine. So only the infantry are tripled. I guess I could have moved that guy in here. I think I'll go ahead and do that. I think I'll move this guy. Could have made it in here. We'll just keep them together. Okay, so now we have to move here. So we're going to have a 5 to 12. So 1 to 3 odds with a 3. So this guy is disordered. Okay. 4 to 10 is 1 to 3 with a 5, another disordered. And then this guy is going to go against, and this guy, these two, 8 and 13. So that's 21. That's going to be tripled to 63 to 10. So 6 to 1 odds. With a 6, 6 to 1 with a 6 is a DD, okay? He did hold on. Okay, here we have 24 to 10, 2 to 1 odds with a 1. That's a flip. Okay, here we have a 15 to, he's on the same level. So 45 to 9. 5 to 1 with a 2. Gotta eliminate this guy. He's eliminated, and we will move in here, and that's 9 points. Okay, here we have a 4. A 4 to 6 is 1 to 2 odds with a 6. AD. Yeah. Not looking as good for the Swedes here. And honestly, this game doesn't last very long. I usually get about 5 turns out of it before everything just totally drowns in chaos. 1-to-1 odds with a 5. DX, so exchange. So we flip this guy and flip this guy. Okay. Here we have a 5 to 10. 1 to 2 with the 2. Nothing. Okay. 7 to 10. So 7 to 20 is 1 to 3 with the 2. Nothing. Okay, and then here on the end, which is okay, because we can use that gun to bring down the Imperials. I have 7 and 5 is 12, and then 24, so 36 to 10. 3-to-1 odds with a 5. Nothing. Okay. And that is it for the Swedes. Okay, we go to the Imperial turn. We can start with trying to bring some guys back, except everybody is in. All these guys are basically touching, so they can't really be rallied. So we can just use our little cannons. And we are just going to go boom, boom, boom. So boom, 6, nothing. Okay, this guy goes with a 1, so we can flip him. And then we want to flip this guy if we get a 1 through 4, 2. Okay, so that flips this guy. Up here, this cannon can go against him. 2 is a flip. Here we go with this guy. 1 is a flip. And here we'll go against that 8. And a 4 is a flip. And that is all of the cannons. Now, as the Imperial, I think I'm going to withdraw any units that are 1, 2. I think I can go back 2, so we'll move him up. Well, we'll move him up. And here, we're going to switch those guys around. Okay, anybody else? 1, 2 with this guy coming in. Now we'll think this guy come in. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. I just love there's no zones of control in this game. It's just insane. Actually, it's kind of fun. After playing a lot of other games, it sort of feels kind of freeing. Oh, this guy's not. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Now we can work our way up the line. Let's move our infantry first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is that all the infantry? 3. Okay, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bring infantry to the middle here. 3. Okay. Now, hit them just as hard as we can with cavalry. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I can just delay them long enough. I think that will work. 2, 3, 4, 6. We'll see. 6 and 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 6, 6, 6. Actually, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull these guys back just a little bit. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can try to keep that line together. Okay, now we can work our way down the line here. So I've got a 4. A 5 and a 4. So 8 and 5. 13 to 3. So 4-to-1 odds with a 1. Ooh. Defender eliminated. And then here we have a 5-2, 2-1 odds with a 3. Defender X, so we can flip, and this guy gets flipped off the map. Okay. This poor guy's going to have to fight both of them. So he's got a 6-21, 1-4 odds with a 3 is a flip. Okay. Then we go 9-8, 1-1 with a 3, nothing. Here we've got 1-1 with a 5 is a defender exchange. So he's flipped away, and this guy's flipped. Okay. Here we've got a 4-7, so 1-2 odds with a 4 is a defender exchange. So even though this guy takes it, this guy is flipped. Now this is one of those weird cases where it's more, so I don't know how that works. I'm going to say both sides just have to take one disordered step. That may not be right, but we're going to go with it. Okay, 5-15, 1-3 odds with a 3 is this guy is going to be flipped. Here we've got a 6-2, 3-1 odds with a 3. That's a defender D. Oops, this guy here. I get lost doing a... That's kind of the other thing down about being a solo game. Okay, or me playing solos. 5-2, 2-1 odds with a 6. Defender exchange. And then here we've got a 5-3, 1-1 odds with a 4. Okay, 9-10-4, 2-1 odds with a 3. Defender exchange. I gotta lose 4. And then here we have a 5-4, 1-1 with a 1. Okay, that gets rid of him. And 13-5, 2-1 odds with a 1. Well, that's pretty good too. That flips him. Okay, now it's probably going to be a little harder on the Imperials, but we'll keep trying. Okay, 2-1, 1-2 odds with a 3, nothing. 1-2 with a 2, nothing. 1-2 with a 4. Defender exchange. Okay, so both sides flip. 1-3 with a 4 is a flip here. 1-2. Oh, 1 Now that's going to be 8 and 5 is 13. So 1-4 with a 5. That's an AE. So this guy's gone. Like I said, these games play fast, which is kind of cool. Okay, so the Swedes have lost. Okay, the 9 and 4, and then the Swedes have lost 13, 20, 35, 40, 44, 48, 56, 60. Okay, so Sweden's lost 60. At the end of round 1, 60, and the Imperials, I'm writing this down, have lost 13. Okay, round 1. And we can move our round marker over and go to round 2. Okay, let's pull back. Actually, no, we can't pull back. Let's try to... Is there anybody can be routed? Nope. Okay, let's use our cannons. This guy can't clearly shoot anybody. This guy, yeah, he can make a clear shot down here. Needs a 1. Okay. Clear shot, clear shot, clear shot. This guy can make a clear shot. 3 with a 1. Okay, so that's flipped. Any other cannons? Nope, that's it for the cannons. Okay, now we can start moving guys back. I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2. 1, 2. And that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to move this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to move him right here and here. As long as this guy doesn't do it, we're okay. What we're going to do is we're going to move this guy down here and then this guy there to man those cannons. Okay, there's those. It's gotten our line at the Albrook Hill has fallen apart. Not much we can do there. I can't really get anybody else. It's pretty much gone. Let's see what we can do from the north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now he's in the village, so I think he's actually doubled in the village. Okay, that's about all I can do at this point. So now we'll go ahead and try. Okay, so we've got 8 to 3, and that's actually a 6. Now I've not tripled this time. So 8 to 3 with a 4, 2 to 1 with a 4 is a nothing. Okay, here I've got 13 to 6, 2 to 1 with a 1. That'll send him down to his grave. And I'm going to move in on this cannon. Need to flip this cannon. 8 to 5 is 1 to 1 odds with a 6 is an AD. Not good. Like I say, we're almost the Swedes have almost just totally eliminated themselves in the first charge. Okay, 15 to 5 and 6 is 11. So 1 to 1 odds with a 6. Was that a 6? No, I didn't roll. Okay. 1 to 1 with a 4. Nothing. Here we've got a 2 to 1 with a 2. Flips him. 2 to 1 with a 4. Nothing. 12 to 2. 6 to 1 with a 5. Is a DD, so he's gone. And then 4 to 1 with a 3. DD, so he's gone. I got a 5 to 4. 1 to 1. With a 2 is a DX, so we flip and we flip. And here I've got a 4 to 5, 1 to 2 with a 4 is a DX, so flip and flip. Here I've got a 4 to 4 or 6 to 4, so 1 to 1 with a 3, nothing. Here I've got a 12 to 8, so 1 to 1 with a 3, nothing. Here I've got a 12 and a 4. 16 or 18 to 4, 4 to 1 with a 3. This guy's a flip, and then here I've got I think he's an 8 since he's in town. So we got 8, 12, 16, 21 to 4, 5 to 1 odds with a 1. So that eliminates this guy. And yes, we will move in. Wait, hold on. I said 21 to 8, so 2 to 1 with 4. Let's do that again. I'm gonna replay that one. So we have an 8, 12, 16, 21 to 8. So 2 to 1 with a 3 is a DX. Okay, so flip and a 4. One of the 4s has to go. So we'll flip that 4. Okay, that's it for the Swedes. Now we'll have the Imperials go. And we will... Oh, we've got to see what cannons can do. I think he can shoot down there. 5 at 2, nothing. Okay. I think that's line of sight's there, but these two are clear. Let's start with this one. He's 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away, so I need a 1 or 2. Nope. This guy's 2 hexes away. Oh, I can shoot this guy from here. So I'm going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 2. Nope. And then here we'll shoot at this guy with a 2 for 2 hexes away. So this guy is flipped. Any more cannons? Nope. Okay. Try to rally. I forgot to rally here. We'll start down here. And this guy's not next to anybody, so he needs a 5 or 6. He gets it. This guy needs a 5 or 6. He does not. This guy needs a 5 or 6. Whoops, bring my chart back. 1, nope. This guy 5 or 6. He gets a 5. This guy 5 or 6. Gets a 6. This guy's okay. This guy, he's got a leader stacked with him, so he needs a 4, 5, or 6. Misses. Okay. Everybody else is in the zone of controls. Now then, let's move guys out. 1, 2. 2. He'll stay there. Okay, now then, we can move our Imperials in. I think they're going to be able to hammer them pretty hard now. We will go here. No, I need to get that 13 hit hard. Okay, we're going to try to get that center hit just as hard as we can. And then these guys. I don't really know where to send these guys. We'll just move him forward here. They're kind of a reserve. 6. And there we go. I think they're going to be able to do about all they can at this point. And I think we'll try to break this up, and then we've really kind of divided these Swedish cavalry into sections. There's basically a section here, thins out here, and then a section here. We've basically got them into 4 sections, which feels about like the real battle. Okay. So we got 5 to 3. Well, let's start over here. 4 to 6, 4 to 8, 1 to 2 odds with a 1. Well, there we go. We can flip. Now then here we're going to use our 5 and 5. 1 to 2 odds with a 2 is nothing. Okay, and then here 4 to 4, 1 to 1 odds with a 1. We'll eliminate this guy. Here we've got this guy surrounded, so we've got 4, 8, 18, and 6 is 24 to 15, so it's 1 to 1 odds with a 2. Okay. So this guy's going to lose 15. Yeah, that's still going to hurt them worse. Okay, 1-1 here with the 5. Defender exchange. We've got a 2-1 here with a 4. Nothing. Here we've got a 4-8, 1-1 with a 2 is a defender exchange, so he's gone, and then these two are flipped. Here I've got a 9, 18-12, 1-1 with a 4, nothing. 4-8, I've got a 4-8, 1-2 with a 2, nothing. Here I've got a 9 and a 5. I think what I'll do is I'll take the 9 and I'll take the 3-1, and then I'll do the 5-1 here. So 3-1 with a 2 is a DD. And then here are these 10. So 5-1 with a 3 is a DD. And I will move into those hexes. Okay, here we've got a 4, 8, 12-6, 2-1 with a 1 DD. That's a flip, but this guy still stays with it, the leader. And then here against 12, I've got an 8-12, 1-2 with a 2, nothing. And then here a 4-12, 1-3 with a 3. We'll flip him. This guy can't do anything. Okay. And thus ends turn 2. And turn 2, I lost. Let's figure it up here. Do a little ciphering. The Swedes lost 16, 26, 30. Puts them at 90 loss. The Imperials lost another 14. 27, okay? So 27-90, favoring the Imperials. Okay, Swedes get to go. First of all, we're going to see who we can make saving throws for. 4, nothing. Okay, this guy has 1 here. He's actually okay. He needs a 3 or better. Does not make it. Okay. Up here, nothing. Okay, then the cannons get to go. I'll shoot right. This guy's got a cannon now. Okay, he's going to shoot right at this 5. And with a 2, that's going to flip him. This cannon's going to shoot at that 4. And with a 1, that flips him. There's a cannon up here. He can shoot at that 9. A 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. He was 4 away, so no, that's not going to do enough. Cannon here shooting 2 with a 3. That's going to flip him. That's okay. There's the cannons. Now we can move 1, 2. I'm going to abandon my cannons. And so we'll fight down here, fight here, 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 here. And here. Okay, I've moved all those guys. I'll leave this guy here. He's 8-4, so we'll start up there. 2-1 odds with a 4. Nothing. Okay. 12 to... I'll just take this 12-6. 12-6. 2-1 odds with a 1 is going to be a DD, so we can flip. This guy is eliminated. And then these 3 will be a 3-1 with a 3 is a DD. Flip that guy. Here we've got a 12 to 8, 1 to 1. No, wait. Yeah, that was that guy. Okay, 12 to, I think that guy's already gone. 12 to 8, 1 to 1 with a 6. AD, shoot. That's going to hurt. 2 to 1 with a 5, nothing. Here I've got 3 to 1. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and try just 1 to 1 here. 1 to 1 with a 4, nothing. Okay, then this 8 and 12, 20. I'm going to make this, oh shoot, 1 to 2 with a 2, nothing. And then here's a 12 to 9, 1 to 1 with a 2. Flip and flip. Okay, 12 to 4, 3 to 1 odds with a 5, nothing. Here I've got 8 to 3. 8 to 3 with 8 to 3 is a 2 to 1 with a 6 is a DX. Okay, this guy's gone. This guy's flipped. Nothing here. This 13 against a 10. 1 to 1 with a 1. Okay, so that eliminates him. Flips him and eliminates him. And that's it. Not a lot of damage to the Imperials. Now, I think this is the chance for the Imperials to go. So first of all, let's try to bring some guys back. Nope. This guy here. Yep. This guy here. Nope. This guy here. Yep. This guy here. We're rallying them away here. Okay, flip. Flip. Nothing. Okay. I should get the leaders doing it, but that's okay. Flip. And then nothing. And then over here, this guy can do it at a 4, 5, or 6. 3, nothing. This guy, 6, so he's flipped. Nothing. Okay. Next, let's try to move out of the way here. 2, and we'll come here. Oh, man, this guy's... I think I'll leave him. These guys are surrounded. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. But this guy can. This guy can. And I just basically want to see that everybody... I'll pull them back. I think I can go ahead and pull them back. Everybody is at least trying to fight. 1, 2, and... Oh, this guy. And he can flip. That's okay. Let's see. If I flip him, not a bad idea. I'm going to flip him. I don't really have any cannons. I forgot my cannon shots. I can make one shot at this guy. Or did I do that? I forget whether I used my cannons. I don't think I did. Okay, 4, nothing. That's about all. Okay, this guy, that guy, and 2, 6. Okay, there we go. And this guy. I think I got everybody. I hope I got them in the right places. Okay, let's go down the line. 4 to 4. 1 to 1 odds with a 3. Nothing. Okay, here we've got a 4, a 9, and a... So we got 1 to 1. 1 to 1 with a 6. Is it AD? Well, that didn't help. Here we've got a 10, a 15 to 8, 1 to 1 with a 5. So it eliminates him. Then we have to take 8 points here, so we're going to say 4 and 5. Here we've got a 9, 10 to 4, 2 to 1 odds with a 2. That'll eliminate him. And then here we've got 2 to 1 with a 6. DX, okay, that's a flip and a flip. Here I've got a 8 to 12, 1 to 2 with a 6. So these two flip. Here I've got a 9 to 6, a 1 to 1 with a 5. That's a flip and an eliminate. And here we've got a 1 to 2 with a 3, nothing. Here I've got a 9 and a 4, so 13 to 4, 3 to 1 with a 5, nothing. 6 and 5, 2 to 1, or 1 to 1 with a 6. AD, well, that hurt. So it wasn't a great round for the Imperials. Okay, now here, 8, 12, 16 to 2, 6 to 1 odds with a 6. Gone. And here we have a 4, 8 to 6, 1 to 1 with a 5. Is a flip, and an elimination. And that is it for the Imperial turn. And we can start, let's see, so the Imperials lost another flip and flipped. So Imperials lost another 10, 14, 18. So 18 and 27 is at 45. And the actually, and I've had this game go either way. I've actually had sometimes the Swedes actually won this one. So Swedes are 10 and 4. 14 and 15 is 29, 39, and 2 is 41, 51, 52, 53, and 8 is 61, so 151. So the Swedes just broke. So they essentially have to try to get off the board while we just have some fun. So like I said, this is turn 3. This really can go downhill fast. Okay, Swedes are going to try to go. And at this point, they can move 4. But first of all, we got to see if anybody can save themselves. Let's see here. So this guy flips. This guy flips. And this guy up here flips. That's it. Okay. I don't know whether you can use artillery, and I guess you can. Well, no, the crews are going to leave those guns, so we'll just try to pull them off the map here. So with 4, he's able to get off. He's able to get off. 6, 7, 8. He's able to get off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's able to get off. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all the further he can go. 1, 2, 3. That's all the further. Okay, that's it for the Swedes' turn. Now it's time for the Imperial turn. So we'll start with seeing who can flip. 2, okay, here. 4, 6, this guy flips. And we're just going to work our way across here. No, no. 5. This guy flips. This guy misses. Okay, this guy 4. He can flip because there's a leader there. Down here 2, 4, 6. Okay. And then here and here, those guys need a 4, 5, or 6, so they can do it here and here. 6 and 1. Nope. Okay, here we're next to a leader, so 2, nothing. Here, this guy flips. 4, 6, he flips. This guy 5, flip. And 1. Okay, down here finally, 6 is a flip. 3 is not. 4 is not. And 4 is not. Okay, there's all those guys. Now they can try to harass the poor Swedes. So we will just, I don't know. I think I'll just let them go off the board. I don't think, I mean, we've really, with a score of 101 to 45, I mean, 121 Swedish losses to 45, it's pretty much they're gone. I'm not sure if you really like the mopping up operations that these old SPI quad games have. If you really enjoy that, I guess it's okay, but I think you reach a point where it's pretty obvious who wins and who loses. So I'm going to call this pretty much historical and say that the Imperic troops won. Anyway, other than the setup issues, I think it's kind of fun. I don't know of a whole lot of other games that cover this battle, and it's a fairly important one in the 30-Year War. Like I say, it was kind of the end of the Swedish domination. However, the Holy Roman Empire was not far behind them, and the war was eventually changing over to a war between Spain and France, which I covered in the Rocroi game. Anyway, that's what I got this game. Like I said, anyway, I'm sorry, that's what I've got this week. I appreciate you guys watching. Go out and try this game. I think you'll have fun messing around with it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.